What's up? How's it going? Another Thursday just passed, so you know what that means? Another developer update. This week I'm actually going to cover 2 updates because I missed the last one, so without further ado, here's what's happening in the world of Project Zomboid. So starting with the developer update from a couple of weeks ago, as you may all know, they released build 41.71. This update really adds nothing new, just adds some polish to the game, but what they did add was the implementation of the new action music in the game. Now, when fighting a herd of zombies, instead of the ambient music just switching mid-track, the ambient music will now fade into the action music, and they will also fade out when you get out of combat. When it comes to servers, they are implementing ways for vehicle radios to receive radio stations, and an easier way for reading speech bubbles when inside a vehicle. For server admins, they will now be able to see where individuals are on the minimap, and the last major thing from the update a couple weeks ago is that Aeteron is now working on animations for the fishing, which I'll play right now in the background. Moving to last week's dev update, we really don't have a lot to talk about either. Build 41.72 is on its way to the unstable beta, which will add in a feature that will allow faction members to view members of the same faction on their minimap. Another nice quality of life change is for colorblind people. Now you'll be able to change the color of certain UI displays to make it easier to distinguish certain protection levels and other important information. Moving forward to updates about upcoming features, we gotta look at how non-domestic animals will move through the world. They will follow these paths that can cross several boundaries and have branching points, so the animals don't feel like they're following a straight path, but the paths feel more realistic and natural. Work also continues to add in a rich district to Louisville to make parts of the city feel more unique. We get to see a couple of more photos of the interior and exterior of these Victorian style houses, and to be honest, they look great. Penultimately, the devs are adding in more survivor annotated maps in the game, which will make the world feel more lived in and realistic, especially when NPCs are added in the next major build. The last thing of note that I will talk about is that over the past few months, IndieStone has run into some speed bumps. Unfortunately, a developer on their team got sick for a few months, which halted work on the revamped crafting system, which was planned to come out when build 42 launched. Thankfully, the developer is okay and in good health now, but I don't know if the plan is to still have the revamped crafting system launch when build 42 releases. It may even be pushed back to a minor build to give it more time in the oven, but all that being said, I'm glad the developer is okay and doing well now. But if you want to join the team over at IndieStone, this is the time to do it. They are hiring and looking for experienced coders. Unfortunately, there are no entry-level jobs right now, but if you can hold your own in terms of coding and want to work on Project Zomboid, I would encourage you to apply. You see, I would apply, but I don't know how to code. My friend tried to teach me C++ in college, and I learned how to make a program that added and subtracted 2 numbers, but then he had me do a whole mathematical operation of adding, subtracting, dividing, and multiplying. I did it, but only after spending about 15 plus minutes looking for a single error I made. It was that day that I learned that I didn't want to code as a career. But that's all I have for this week. Thanks for stopping by. If you want to keep up to date with Project Zomboid news, subscribe because I cover it here when it comes out. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and check out my other videos if you want. I have a few challenge videos and more PZ news. That wraps it up for this week. I'm out. Have a good one.